Today we're checking out this Arturia Keystep Mk2, the new version of the smallest controller on the Step series, which means that's all about sequencing. Not only that, to make things more interesting, we are going to use it to control this, my Moog subharmonicon. But before we do anything, I figured it would be interesting to compare the new version with the former one, because I have the original Keystep. So let's start. Before continuing, if you enjoy what I do, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Those are the things that I want the most. So the first thing that got my attention between the original and the Mk2 was the build quality, because the new one is more plastic, it feels lighter. Now, lighter is better for these small controllers, but the original has like a metal plate that makes it feel more sturdy. Now, I have the black version. I don't know if that's a difference, but if you have the original white one, let me know if it has that metal plate. It makes it more portable, of course, but I prefer things that feel a little bit heavier. But that's a small difference. Let's go to the actual important things. The most important change is that the Mk2 now has a screen with a dial to control different things. This adds a lot of menu diving, of course, but on the other hand, it also adds more customization. For instance, for velocity and aftertouch curves or MIDI behaviors and whatnot. Because of that, now we don't have the 3 knobs for the type of arpeggiator sequencer and the rate and the BPM, because all of that is inside the screen, which frankly I find it to be better. I mean, I love to use knobs to control things, but I think it's better for workflow if we use the things on the screen to actually change the BPM, time signature and everything else. That means that now we have space for more buttons. For instance, you can see that the arpeggiator and the sequencer are not a switch now, they're independent buttons. And it has many tricks up on the sleeve, which I'm of course going to cover in a minute. Besides all of that, it has the usual CV outputs for pitch, gate and syncing, and they added 2 CV outs for mods, which means that you can use it to control other parameters in a modular environment. Because of that, let's actually start controlling my subharmonicon. Let me connect the syncing, the gate and the pitch, so then we can start playing. Now, of course, the power of the Keystep is on the sequencer and the arpeggiator. You select it here and start using a chord or whatever. Now, you can change parameters for the ARP and the sequencer on the screen, but you can also press Shift and actually select one of the keys on the keypad to select a different thing. I mean, we can change the sequence bank, the octaves, or the direction or style of the arpeggio. We can add swing or make it triplet or dotted and whatnot. This is actually pretty intuitive to use, but it's weird if I want to change something while I'm playing an arpeggio, because of course I'm using the keys to play. So I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I got used to it. Now for the sequencer, you can program it by playing notes in a loop. The screen is going to show you the metronome and when the bar ends or the loop ends. The notes are going to be quantized to the time division and if it's triplets or dotted. Now, I bet you're wondering what's with the Mutate, and that's actually that I think started on the Microfreak. And when you're holding an ARP, you press it and it's going to change. It's going to change like the octaves, some notes, I believe, making a variation of what you're pressing. The interesting thing is that you can use the mutate also on the sequences, giving you an alternative. This is very fun to play with because you will get maybe some sort of sequence that you didn't thought about, and that can be inspiring too. Now, besides, we have another thing that's present on the Freak series, which is the spice. When you increase the spice, it's also going to start changing the way the notes behave. But not only some pitches and octaves, but also the gate and other things to make it weirder. Just take a listen. It's better if you take a listen rather than me trying to explain what it does. I'm going to actually sample the subharmonicon and give away those samples for my patrons and channel members. So consider joining the platform you like the best so you can get them. You can always cancel after getting the samples, I don't mind. Now, to make it more interesting, let's actually use the mod CV outputs to control other parameters in the subharmonicon. I don't know, for instance, one is going to be controlling the cutoff point of the filter, and the other is going to control the oscillator 1 pulse width. On the menu, you can see that these mods are hardwired to the pressure and the velocity, and you can input them manually or choose different options on how it's going to behave. Just to make it easier and funnier, let's choose random for each. So each time we have a new note on the arpeggio or the sequence, we are going to have a different pulse width and also a different cutoff point. Let's increase the resonance so we can really hear that change on the cutoff point. Wow, it sounds beautiful. I like it. Sorry, I can get lost making these things, so let's wrap up this review. As you can see, the Keystep MK2 is super fun. And of course, the best part about this series of small controllers is the price. Because consider that you're getting a crazy good sequencer, maybe not as complex as with the other controllers on the Step series, but still super fun to use, super creative, and it has aftertouch. So it's very expressive too, and you can use it to control plugins too. But of course, it's great to have the option to use it for modular things. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but of course, what I want to know is your opinion down in the comments. Let me know what you think about it, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and bye bye.